Hi, my friends. In today's show, we are going to talk about arrow drop. And I think that's something that we haven't talked about enough. And I don't see a lot of videos out there really on arrow drop. So today, we are going to talk about it. Okay, so let's get right into it. Hi, and welcome to Utah Crossbow Hunter, where today is another Crossbow Forum Day. Okay. All right, like I said, we're going to talk about arrow drop. Now, while I've been sick, getting rid of this stinking cold, and my kids getting over the stinking cold, and I still got my daughter home this week with the cold. She's got the cough, but she's pretty much over it. But anyways, while I've been sick, I've been doing a lot of thinking. And I'm thinking with my ATN scope versus my Boris Oracle X scope. So as I've been thinking, I'm like, what about the arrow drop? Light bulb, arrow drop, which I need to learn how to do some of that funky stuff. But anyways, I got to thinking about it. And I'm like, am I getting a lot of arrow drop? My ATN scope. So I went over and I looked at some different calculators, and they weren't giving me the answers I was looking for. But I did find one. I found it on the Death by Bunjie Old Grumpy Hunter calculators, and they gave me exactly what I was looking for. So let's hop on over to the other screen there and take a look. Okay. First of all, I'm going to apologize about my mouse. There's not much I can do about it. So I'm using the 10-point Vapor RS 470, and my initial speed is 396. My arrow weight is 549, and right now and you're going to see some changes here. My angle shot is 0 degrees, using 20-inch arrows. My shaft is 3.52. My vanes are 275. I'm sorry, with a vane height of about a half an inch. Okay, so let's just drop down here. Let's start at the 0. The 0 at 396 is 191 pounds of kinetic energy with a minimum slugs of 9.965. So I'm only going to use the highlighted yellow areas to where we're going to look at. So at 10 yards, it's going to be an interesting 1.1 inch drop. My flight is 0.076. My speed is 392.5. My kinetic energy, you can see how much dropped. 5 pounds? 187.8. And my slugs are at 956. That's at 10 yards. So let's go to 20. So 20, I've got a drop of 4.5. Flight time of 153. Speed 389. Slugs feet. Kinetic energy is 184. And my slugs is still at 948. So I'm still staying up there with my slugs and the kinetic energy. Even though the kinetic energy seems to be dropping off a little bit more, but the slugs are staying pretty good. At 30, we drop 10 inches. That's a big drop, a huge drop. Flight time is 230. My speed is 385. My kinetic energy is 191. My slugs are at 939. So, okay, here we go. Here's a big drop. 40 yards. 18 inches. That is huge. Okay? That is big time huge. So my flight speed is still pretty good, 309. My feet per second is 382. Kinetic energy, look at the drop. 178. Okay? And the slugs at 931. So the slugs have only dropped 0.30. So that's not too bad. Kinetic energy has dropped 18 feet per second. So this is why I'm thinking the ATN scope is not going to work on the crossbow. Because remember, my X and Y, my Y only goes to 4. I don't remember off the top of my head, 438 or something like that. I don't exactly remember. So that's a big, big drop. Okay? So as much as I want to use the ATN, I think I'm going to have to rethink it. Now, let's go to an angle 1.0. Use the same calculations of everything. Now, if I use a 1 degree angle, okay, so at 0 yardage, we're at 0, well, obviously. 10 yards, we're at 5.2. Now, it doesn't say anything about a drop right there. It doesn't say anything about a drop until we get down to 60 yards, as you can see there. So at 60 yards, we got a 3-inch drop. So I'm thinking at 10 yards, it's up 5.2, 20 yards up 8.2, 30 yards we're up at 8.9, 40 yards we're up at 7.2 inches. When I'm saying up, I mean plus yardage. So up is 7 inches high, 8.9 high. 50 yards, we're at 3.1 high. Then at 60 yards, we drop to 3.4. 70 yards, we drop to negative 12.5. And at 80 yards, we have a drop of 24.1. So if we could always do a 1 degree angle, we would be probably in the ballpark for the ATN scope. That's my thinking. But we're not always going to have a 1 degree drop. We may have, in some instances, let's say we're shooting at down, we're kind of at the top of a ravine, and we see a deer or something down at the bottom. Now, if we were to use, let's just go to a 5, just for giggles. Okay, and let's go back over here. We don't get at a 5 degree angle. We're high. Look at that. Look how high we are. 59 inches high, 85 inches high, 109 inches. So would that be feasible? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So my averages I gotta go with right now is a 0 degree angle. And it's a 0 degree angle. We got some big drop there. So what do you guys think? Tell me what you think. And I'm going to tell you what I think. I love the ATN scope. I really, really, really love the ATN scope. But is it realistic? I don't think so. I mean, we've done a lot of testing with the ATN scope. Because here's why I like the ATN scope. I can record off of it without having a separate camera to record. So I have to go with a second camera. I'm thinking I'm going to have to go back to the Boris X Oracle X, which I have no problem doing, none whatsoever. But tell me what you think. Am I hitting the nail on the head with the drop with the ATN scope? And that doesn't just go with the ATN scope. That goes with every scope out there. Okay? Let's try an experiment. Let's try an experiment just for the fun of it. So let's go back over here. Okay, so we're going to drop the arrow weight down to 480, Evo X. The speed, I'm going to use, I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know it's pretty close. We'll just use 450. We'll just use an examples here. Arrow length, the shaft diameter, I know the enter. We'll just keep the rest of this the same, just for fun right now. Okay, so yeah, so we're 14 inches at 40 yards. Oh, look at that. Kinetic energy, 415. I mean, 215. Wow. And the slugs are still saying for 958. But you got to look at the drop. 30 yards is 8 inches. 40 yards is 14. 50 yards is 22. So that's shooting a little bit more of a negative. But like I said, just did that for fun because I know I'm off on the speed, the vanes, and the shaft. I know I'm off on that. So yeah, tell me what you think. Because I'm thinking I'm going to have to go back to the borescope. Again, I like the borescope. Don't take me wrong there. Don't do that. It's just that I was trying to use the ATN scope. It's not going to work. So, do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down in the comments below. So, with that said, yeah, hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that all notification bell wherever that's at. Leave me a comment. Please, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Okay? Also, I got some comments that I'm going to... I'm not ignoring you guys on the comments at all. Don't say that because I was still working with the scope. Because it was asking me for my specs. I didn't want to go into it just because I wasn't 100% sure on everything. Okay? And I'm thinking, the settings were good. It's just that, again, it's not going to work. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Again. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, leave me a comment, share these videos. I really appreciate it. And again, check your subscriptions and your bells because YouTube is playing all sorts of games for whatever reason. I'm not going to get into that. So, with that said, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I appreciate it. And I will be getting back out and shooting just as soon as my cold goes away. It just doesn't want to go away. We've had some interesting weather here. We've had a little bit of snow, not much. It's been cold, cold, cold. When I say cold, I'm talking, I know some areas are getting colder, but we're talking 15 degrees in the morning and doesn't warm up till like noon to get into the 30s. So, and with kids being home from sick, I can't get out there. But I am. Don't worry. I am going to go back out. All right. So again, these episodes are dedicated to my son, and thank you for watching Utah Crossbow Hunter.